Hi, this is Ty Brown with dogbehaviouronline.com, and I'm coming with another question from one of our readers. This is from Arv. Arv says, "Hi Ty, I have a 4-month-old Rottie female. It's a Rottweiler. She's a quick learner, and we practice on the generals like sit, calm down, etc. One problem is to keep the dog's attention when we are out walking. Probably because she is so young and everything is new to her, her attention is on whatever is in sight or in the nose. To make her go by my side without pulling the leash is sometimes a little difficult. Do you have any advice on how to get the puppy's attention and obedience in those situations?" Okay, so a couple things here. For starters, I'm going to put some links down below. One of them is to, some training we have on the site on how to teach some good leash walking. It's a method I call my crazy man method, meaning I do a lot of directional changes, and the dog learns, "Wow, this guy's crazy. I got to pay attention to him." You'll see in the video. I'm also going to put a link to one of our Foundation Obedience program. It's a DVD set that goes into a lot of depth on leash walking, coming when called, staying when told, stuff like that. And so both of those resources would be helpful for you. But what I'm also going to say, the second thing I want to say, is I don't train it at 4 months of age. I just don't. The reason why is to train a dog to train a dog to focus. There's essentially two ways. You can use compulsion, and you can use reward. Those are the only two ways. Now, when I say compulsion, it could be a leash correction. I mean, it could be a variety of things, some sort of correction. And when I say reward, what I'm referring to is it could be a treat, it could be a toy, it could be a variety of things. So those are basically the two ways that you're going to teach a dog to focus. And so the reason why I don't teach it at 4 months is simply because looking at both of those two ways, I don't find them to be terribly efficient at this age. Number one, if I'm using treats and whatnot, in fact, you can get focus fairly quickly, but it's not real focus. You've got focus as long as you're feeding constant treats to that puppy. And so yeah, you can start teaching the concept now, but it takes an enormous amount of time to train with, treats or toys or whatever to get to where you have really good focus. Now, at this age, however, the other side where you use some sort of correction, it's just you have to use, for a 4-month-old dog who is constantly head in the clouds, you have to use so much correction in order to train it that I just don't like it. It just doesn't work. It doesn't feel right. And so for that reason, I usually just let it go until the dog is 6 or 7 months old, because at 6 or 7 months old, now I can use a solid combination of both. Compulsion, meaning leash corrections with that crazy man method you see down below. And I don't really use treats, but I use a lot of physical praise, so I'm using both ends of the spectrum here. But like I say, at about 6, 7 months of age, it'll take me 5 or 10 minutes to have the dog focusing really well, happily focusing on me. And so that's where, like I say, instead of doing like months of work, where I'm practicing every day with treats and toys and stuff, I don't want to do that if I can just wait a couple months and do it much easier on me, much easier on the dog. Now, if you're just gung-ho about training, go ahead. Start using some treats, and like I say, you gotta be a treat dispenser. You're feeding treats every step that you walk. If you want, like I say, if you want to go that route, that you can do that, and that might help you out for later when the dog's just a little bit older. But the reality is, like I say, my dogs, I just let it go until we get 6, 7 months, and then boom, a few minutes in, and we've got the problem solved. So hopefully that gives you some good insight into your issue, and all the best, and time to get to work.